Hello, superstars. I am just out of my cardio, 1 hour of steady state. It's my last session for the week, and I did it without any music because my earbuds they just decided to die, which turned into an amazing session because I just focus on my breath. So it became meditative, and I love it. And all these kind of new ways to coach and train came to my mind. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm doing a psoas release with a stick, and I'm gonna record a new lesson with that, which I'm uploading today to my Uscreen self-care videos again, because this is so important. When you have that stiff feeling in front of your thighs, and no matter what you do, you can't feel and release. That's usually for me. That I need to go in and work the muscles with this stick. So it requires a professional technique, otherwise you might just stab yourself. Today it's stormy and windy. It's almost like a hurricane over here. And I want you to know that there's pros and cons of Europe and USA. And I'm a USA citizen by choice because I wanted to make it my dream country, so I completed that, achieved my citizenship, and I'm very proud. And it's interesting, 10 years ago I lived a year in Miami. I wanted out of LA and spent a year in Miami Beach and learned about Florida and how that culture there and the difference. And then I returned to LA. So now this is where I'm gonna set up my US life residence, like where I am located. As a citizen, I have to have my presence there, right? And that's my home. So I'm not gonna return to California in the future to have my home base there. It's gonna be Florida again. So isn't it funny how I was there like a year setting up all my typical utensils, I almost said utilities, and all my friends that I have online are pretty much based in Florida. So all roads lead to Florida. And I haven't seen much at all because I just lived in Miami Beach. I live right there, and I remember all the spring breaks and the party scene, and it was quite an adventure. And I was young, and I loved the high heels and the dresses. That was then, now it's different. But I love that it's walkable there. But I would love to, and I'm going to, go on a round trip to see a lot more of Florida. And I think about St. Augustine, St. Pete, Key West. I've been to Tampa, I've been to Orlando, I've been to Miami. But I haven't been to all these different nature places. I haven't been to, pretty much all of the areas. Just like California. I didn't see all of California. I saw LA and San Francisco. Haven't even been to San Francisco. No, haven't been to San Diego really, more than in and out pretty much. So, but right now, living in the moment and the present, I want to experience Europe because everything is fast, close by. And all the places that I have not seen, all the super old little villages that I want to visit, that's first on my horizon. But I do miss the California sunrise, the sunset, and I remember that was one of the most beautiful places too in Florida. And I'm a sunset addict. I love it, so I can actually see myself live there just for that reason. Either way, digital nomad life means that I have a certain way to keep everything in good standard or good standing, and I love to have two places as my home base. So for you guys who are like, wait, well, are you gonna be here forever? Are you gonna be permanently here? I don't live in permanent modes. For me, there is no permanence. Everything is a flow, everything is a change. And I keep it simple like that. There's no thing that I'm holding on to just to make a point or stubbornness. I go with where I wanna be and where life takes me. I have learned to trust that, and it really works well. And one thing I want you to know about life for me is that when you let go of needing to be liked, when you don't care about people's opinion, that you can kind of just, I do this because I want to, and I don't think about the consequences except for I do everything right according to my heart. That when you have that mentality, you're set free. It's all this caring too much about people's opinion, and that they're gonna stop you or they're not gonna encourage you, and how they didn't treat you well, and how they should know better, and how they're right. And for me, I just know I'd rather be happy than be right. I just don't want to have any drama, and I don't feed into it, and I don't hold company who keeps on wanting it to be like a little storm in a glass bowl. Now over to the fun part of work. So the form check of list of 50 exercises that I check with my clients online is my project, where I pretty much have this routine with you that you film 50 exercises that you need to know how to master in order to build lean muscle and to stay injury free and to maximize your muscle growth and your body building routine. And I have some very much experience about even the most knowledgeable client has obvious flaws that I've been shocked of seeing, right? But we don't know until we know. And there are different ways to do things, but there are biomechanics and there are standards, and there's things to know about how your joints move and different kind of anatomical planes. So you don't have to be a scientist to know that if you don't know how to lift and you do it with heavier weights, you're gonna risk injuring more than you do if you know how to use your body ergonomically right. So what I love about this is that this is really necessary. If you don't have a trainer and you are bodybuilding, it would be no different than someone who wants to be great at riding horses but never had a horse to actually ride. Right? Or you want to be a baker and you never even know that there's recipes and you have to know about yeast, but you just knew there's bread, so here you go. Nothing wrong with that, but it's usually what stops your evolution, and your body's smarter than that, so it won't let you keep on growing strength. So that's usually what happens with athletes in training, is that your technique needs improvement. So that's why you have to let go and reduce the weight and start over again. And that's something that there's a lot of resistance against that. Nobody wants to drop the weight. It's very much of like almost like you're holding on to it like a little baby, that I don't want to do it. So even though I say that with a 25% of the weight here, you're gonna have more glute gains than ever, then can you imagine clients kind of don't? So that shows you don't really want the results, you just wanna not change. And most people don't want to change, but everyone can. So this 50 list exercise is what I can have on an ongoing project with my clients on Messenger or WhatsApp. You film 30-second clips. I coach. You have one round of revisit to check, and you will, because there's no point in just showing I can do it, right? Nobody can do all exercises perfectly. And if you can, then try to do it with more weights, right? So there's no end, there's a continuation. Form changes when the load increases. So that's what you gotta know. And if you have injuries, you might just have to change the form. You have to find a new way, just like I have trained around it, finding ways. There's a reason why I don't do Romanian deadlifts, why I don't do any deadlifts at all, why I avoid some exercise, why I don't do regular lunges. Have you thought about that? Not that those aren't good, but for me, I can't load them properly without re-injuring, so I have found other ways. So yesterday, I found new ways I can do hip extension for glutes and hamstrings that I haven't been able to do because I had to work around it, so I've been building it up. So this is something, of course, that I don't have too many spots at the same time because it's very heavy on time, but that's quality time, so I just to kind of bundle it up for you to see an itemized list. I have made it into, here's your list of 50 exercises. That's 50 video clips. With that 50 video clips, you have one repeat, and not all exercises might need it, but there's 100 videos that I observe and watch a form check. Sometimes I need to film for you, sometimes I have a film for you, sometimes I can just tell you how. And I can film easily to just show you what to look for. So it might be a difference in knee position, might be how to hold yourself, and I'm pretty good at showing to make it visually understandable. That's important. You do understand the best when you are visually looking at something that is visual learning, right? So to learn how to squat without seeing it is very hard. That's why I'm not really a fan of how to explain an exercise in description in text. Just doesn't translate for me at all. I always skip those. Like when I see that, like, you know, like extend your hips and flex your knees and then slowly descend, and then from that flex, you know, it's just way too much. So that then is an item that I consider about taking a 30-minute form check time per round. Let's say you upload 10 videos of those 50, and that will be a 30-minute total time. So by adding up all the time, it's about, I think, 5 hours of hands on every second, eyes on you with me. So that's definitely real time that won't come back. That is an investment. Nobody can get time back, so you gotta use it. That's actually each second that I give to you, you have for you. I think it's cool. So that's, of course, is then an upfront flat fee for you, and you can invest in that on the Stripe. You can inquire, and I send you the pay link. There's also an option on Uscreen, paulinodin.uscreen.io. All right, so then number 2 is on the paulinodin.uscreen.io. I am revamping up the community. So that means it's a community without social media. It's fantastic. And now I am filming, record screening some of my ebooks, and these are gonna be of a new playlist exclusively for my Iron Eagles in training. So that is when you're gonna have more resources. I uploaded some to the regular prescription, but this is gonna be a playlist for the Iron Eagles who follow along with my workout routine that I upload there. So I noticed that my clients get all stressed out about having a new workout video every day, which I understand. So that's why I made a workout routine with videos, because you are to repeat it, to progress and increase reps, weight, sets. So now you have the workout routine with all the workout videos listed in the community step by step. So I'm looking at how that feels to do it, because there's more like fun to have other people who can communicate and see it, and it becomes more interactive, and I love that. The thing is, everyone gets overwhelmed, right? Like, you don't know what to pick, you don't know where to go, there are hundreds of videos where to start. So I want to kind of solve that. So today and from now on, I'm gonna upload to the Iron Eagle playlist, which will have my ebooks that are special, both the kindergarten style. That I say that because I just have to speed up all the books production and kind of help clients understand, like, you're 5 years old, which means those are self-made and they're not perfect at all. And I love that. It's like authentic, it's real. Like, I made it out of my heart. It's like, you know, I give what I need, and it can come before 10 years have gone by. So this will then be, like, you can see the online recording, and then you can download these as ebooks. So you get a preview, and I can have a voiceover, and I upload this, and I want to see how you feel about that. Because if that works, man, I had so many books throughout those years. And here's the thing, why would I keep on repeating and rewriting when I have all this gold stash of stuff, right? Like 11 years of non-stop challenge books. Before that, I started making ebooks in 2003. I became a real system in 2009. That's when the Butt Bible workout books came. So 2009 to 2025, which means 1929, that's 16 years of non-stop ebook production, pretty much to have a new thing every 2 months. Wow. So I've been productive. All this I want to make sure that my clients can benefit from, and not only have the book, but actually be able to interact with me and send me questions. So then, of course, those who say it's so expensive to train with me, I will want you to know that it costs $50 a day to have access to me, access to workouts, access to my FighterDiet coaching. This is what my clients pay $250 to have for an initial consultation. And the initial consultation with nutrition is when we evaluate your goals, we evaluate your nutrition, and then you are to keep a journal for 2 weeks, nutrition and training, and see what actually happened, what did you do with the plan. And then when you have done that and you notice what to adjust to, adhere to, or change, now you're coming into VIP coaching that is highly productive, highly successful and efficient, and that is the weekly check-in. In the weekly check-in with clients, it's about what happened with the diet, how can we work around it, when do you need the devil's advocate style, what is going on in your day? Where do you notice you need some extra boost? How can we move around your nutrition so it works and simplifies your progress and your health and your life? And then, of course, the workout routine of fixing things and increasing the frequency of training and to avoid overtraining. So the past weeks, it's been a lot about confusion about how to actually get all the protein in when you can't or don't want to have 6 meals a day. So you clients, you ask me how I work around it. How can I have just one big sitting of food and get my protein in? So that's something that I solve and teach my clients. And another one is, what do you do when you don't need a refeed because you want to get lean, but you still notice that it's very hard to stay on a defeed meal plan, typically with vegetables only, when you love your oat bran or your oatmeal or your potatoes? Like, how do you work around it, keeping your calorie budget but changing with calorie rotation? So all these things is what I help my clients with in this course. I customize it, it's private, it's just for you. I have all my attention on you. So this is my favorite way to work. I work with clients. I get to know my clients. And since fitness is a lifestyle and everyone kind of just have to accept that this is what you need to accept. Change requires first self-awareness, that you got to be aware of yourself. You have to accept that that's the truth. That in order for you to succeed, you gotta want to be aware of your patterns, yourself, how you act when you're not following your own behavior to the way you want to. So it's not really about what is wrong with you, why can't you stick to your diet plan. That the diet plan you need to see is the life plan. So working with one-on-one, I feel it's so rewarding to kind of get these epiphanies, and I know how to keep on showing up for you, and I help you simplify and understand so you can move on and stop tracking everything. Stop feeling it's so hard. Stop on and off and stop gaining more weight over a year, no matter how much you're trying to lose fat. So isn't it ironic? The more we kind of try to lose fat, the fatter we get over time. So all this is exciting and I just want to share. So thank you so much for listening, and go to sign up to paulinodin.uscreen.io and send me a message or email if there's something I can do or you're looking for so I can help you. I love what I do. I'm so happy I left the challenges. I'm doing this because it's the most rewarding work and I'm very happy with my clients. Everyone feels satisfied and I love that. So thank you so much and have a wonderful weekend.